Welcome to MI Magazine Presents Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, mental health, relationships, travel, and food. Our weekly co-hosts are Taj McGill, Carla Hill, Dr. Delvina Thomas, Danella Ricard, and Chef Irie. Now introducing our host, Miss Nikki Jellin.
Hello, everybody, and happy Hump Wednesday. So my name is Nikki G. Nikki Says YOLO. I am your host for MIA Magazine Presents So thank you so much for being with us tonight. And I want to start by just giving a shout out to my head wrap. So this is actually a You Go Natural head wrap, and it's actually a t-shirt turban. So I'm really horrible at freestyling. I normally get the scarf and I'll try to do my own little thing, but it never comes out the way I want it to. But this one is so easy. So you just put it on. It's setting on the inside. It's kind of connected, and you just kind of wrap it. So if you visit my page, you'll see how I do it. It's really easy. Again, it's You Go tutorial. Also, so summer is literally here, and I've been trying to work on my little quarantine, body, trying to get ready for, my little bikinis and everything. And about a few weeks ago, I was able to take part in doing a Afrobeats dance class at the Miramar Cultural Center. It was my first ever Afrobeats dance class, and Lanine was my instructor, and she totally killed it. So we did like a warm up. There's a choreography. So there's an Afrobeats choreography dance you have to learn. And I'm not that great with Afrobeats. I'll be trying to learn it on YouTube with the whole, thing that they be doing. And I'm not that great. So it's a really great fun fitness class. It's happening now through July. And it happens every Monday and Wednesday. There are 2 times. So 6:15 to 7:15 and then 7:30 to 8:30. So check them out. It's really fun. You catch up on your Afrobeats moves and all that stuff. You burn some cardio, you know what I'm saying? And get ready for the summer, okay? So now, also we have a really special guest tonight. I'm so excited. So she is a multi-award winning business coach, a $1 million course creator, speaker, influencer, everything. She is a boss babe. I'm speaking to Dr. Tracy Timberlake. So stay tuned for that. Now, a word from our sponsors. So join the city of Miami Beach in paying tribute to our nation's heroes this Memorial Day with the Hyundai Air and Sea Show soaring, and on Saturday, coming up this Saturday and Sunday. So this fun and free event includes live music, art exhibits, fitness classes, and a kids zone that are sure to make your weekend memorable. The city of Miami Beach wants you to have a good time, but please remember to vacation responsibly. Okay, Miami Beach, y'all know how it be down there sometimes. So vacation responsibly. So for more event information and safety guidelines, please visit www.memorialdaymb.com. Again, it is www.memorialdaymb.com. Also, join the African American Black Alzheimer's Disease Initiative at the John P. Hussman Institute for Human Genomics, University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. If you are someone that is experiencing loss of memory or memory problems, or if you know someone who has those problems, please contact the research team for more info at 877-686-6444. Again, the number is 877-686-6444. Now on to my favorite part, my co-host. So my first co-host, she is the founder and executive director of the South Florida Fashion Academy. She's also the founder of the styling firm and Talk is Chic, and she's just overall a fashionista. So Taj McGill.
Hey, how are you?
Hey. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Girl, I'm doing good, girl. My little head wrap. Thank you.
I don't know how I didn't see that on your page. page. I'm gonna go and circle back because I need one that's kind of like already fixed up already because I have the most horrible time.
Pre-made wrap, right? Yes. You go natural, y'all. Check out my page.
Yes, I sure will. So, hello everyone. Fashionable greetings. I am your co-host Taj McGill. Super excited to bring some fashion news this week. So let's hop into it and let's talk fashion. So Gap has released some insight on its latest anticipated Yeezy line. I don't know if you all heard of that, but Yeezy has partnered with Gap for a collaboration. I think he is definitely going to bring the brand back to life. The spokesperson said they're super excited and estimating that the collab will bring in towards $150 million for the year. So they're super excited as well. I know it's going to be sold out in minutes, so I won't even try to get it because people have been on it for a while. So big up to Yeezy and the Gap. They need some like they need something to revive the company. Have you been in there, Nikki?
I have not been there. I have not, but he sells out like
boring. Yeah, it's like boring. They need something like that. So super excited. So on to our next story in fashion news. Fashion designer Kirby Jean Raymond is set to present the first Black to grace the Kirby Jean Raymond. He's the designer of Pierre Moss Hot Couture collection.
Oh.
And he'll be presenting in Paris, so that's super big. He's the first Black to do so. He has been scheduled to do so by the American Design, founded in 1868, which determines which brands are true hot couture. So I think this is going to be a bridgeway to open doors for more Black designers as well. So I think it's like really a staple and it's big news in the fashion community as well. So big up. And also, I know we're still in Haitian here this month. Yeah. Kirby is a Haitian as well. So so that's big. That's big. I don't know if you guys got your hand on a piece of the collabs going on with Target, but their latest one is with Christopher John Roberts. He is a designer. He's mostly, he's been getting a lot of notoriety for designing the dress and suit that Kamala Harris wore to her inauguration. So Target has really been doing their thing with supporting Black designers. So his collection, he has a small dress collection in Target this summer. It sold out literally in line. Did you try to get something?
That's right. It was all sold out.
Right. And I was up and I fell asleep and I woke up and it was like all going on. So in the stores, I've been seeing people like post they find things here and there, but I haven't tried the local Target. So maybe if you guys can get into the right Target, you can snag something. So of course, our beauty product of the week is brought to you by Mayhem. They have an awesome promo going on now. Some of my favorite lashes, $7 for their Memorial Day special. It ends on the 31st. So if you love lashes, they are long wear. So you get like, I don't know, every time I get them, I wear them at least like 15 times. I just clean them up, but they're like really long lasting. Yeah, so they're really, really good quality. So in Chic in the City, I want to talk about a little what I did and a little about what's going on. So Saturday, I had the pleasure of attending the Brunch and Fashion Show brought to you by the City of Lauderhill Mayor Denise Grant. She did an awesome job with honoring members of the local community who are cosmetologists and in the beauty industry. She felt that the pandemic wasn't quite as nice to them. So she just wanted to present them with a nice brunch, and it was amazing. And she let me speak, so I had fun. And of course, I'm always down to meet new people. So it was an awesome time. So I want to tell you all, if you're into modeling, if you want to model Loud, they're launching. You know about Loud?
I'll be there. I'll see you there.
Yes. So they are now. They need models. So if you are a model, if you want your shot at the runway, however it goes, they are now seeking models virtually. You can submit. Everything can be found on their page. urbanlouddesigns.com as well. So you can go on there and submit virtually. And I'm not tell Korean that Taj sent you and all that good stuff. Lastly, I want to talk to you. Well, just tell you briefly that we are still enrolling at South Florida Fashion Academy. If you're a student, your child wants to participate in dual enrollment, they're interested in cosmetology, barbering, nail care, skincare, all that good stuff, we are now currently enrolling. So you can check out southfloridafashionacademy.com.
Wow, so lots going on, huh?
Lots going on in the fashion world.
Yeah,
everything's opening back up, all of these shows and so how do you feel about that? Will you be participating or are you gonna like?
Yeah, no, I mean like in the loud or just in general?
No, in general. I'm definitely going to loud.
I've always been participating, but being really cautious. I'm one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, so far I've been pretty healthy and you know, blessed for that, but I've been pretty much out there, but being safe at the same time. But I'm happy that things are opening more, and because you know we have Kevin fever, we want to get out there. We're in like Miami, you know. So yeah,
I miss the fashion shows in the networking. Like so now I see flyers circulating, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, and then we have one coming out in July, so that'll be like the first major one. Yeah,
for sure. So I'll be there. And I hope you are too. And if you don't want to model, just go online and visit the site, and you can snag you a ticket as well.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Tasha, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
All right, have a good one.
You too. And now on to my next co-host. Y'all know her. She is our mental health and wellness advocate. And she's also the host of the Brain Love podcast. And I believe she is somewhere having a great time right now with some pina coladas and margaritas. I don't know, but Dr. Delphina, what's going on today?
Hey, Nikki, are you ready to take the couch?
I'm ready.
Okay, so picture this. You've just taken the couch and you told me that you've been working so hard. You've worked 7 days already. You haven't had a day off. No, change that to you've worked 32 days straight. You haven't had a day off. You keep saying yes to everything that your boss is giving you, or you're an entrepreneur and you feel compelled to do everything in your office. You're micromanaging. You're not delegating to people and telling them what jobs they should be executing. And you're so super tired. You canceled your yoga class. You canceled your massage session that you get once a month. You didn't go for your facial at Melanin's, what is it? Melanated Spa?
Melanated Beauty Spa.
Shout out to them. You didn't go for your facial. You didn't show up to my spa, DRT Wellness Spa, to see Louise Jackson to get your sugaring done. And so now you're burnt out. You have neglected your self-care. So I'm in this robe tonight because I want to remind all of us, everyone, but especially the ladies, do not burn yourself out. It is easy to do. Burnout and neglecting self-care is an easy thing to do because we want to get so many things done. And oftentimes we have families, we have significant others, we have children, not just our job. I know self-care sounds like a very self-indulging type of thing, and it sounds super fancy, but it's important for you physically and it's important for you mentally. If you don't take care of your self-care, you could develop high blood pressure, you could develop elevated blood sugar, and also indulging in self-care helps you with your self-worth. It reminds you of how important you are. It helps you to keep your self-esteem up, and it just allows you to create that healthy work-life balance. So, you know, stress management is a very essential thing in life. We got to balance everything. We have to balance how much time we hang out, how much time we just jerk off, how much time we work, how much time we spend with our kids, with our significant other, and also with yourself. So for me, this is a me trip. I'm just relaxing. I have the sun. I have the walkout pool here for my room. There is a massage or a spa here that I can indulge in. So I want to give you a couple of tips so that people remember how to balance everything and to take care of their self-care. You should exercise. You got to be physically active. You should meditate or do some deep breathing or some prayer. You should take a break when you need it. Let me say that again. Take a break when you need it. Choose who you spend your time with, man. If you have negative energy in your circle, get that negative energy out of your circle. Hang around with the positive folks. And by being around positive people, they'll make you smile more. You'll laugh more. Also, eat healthy. Eat green every day. Have some green food. Eat your greens. Drink your greens. All of those things. Avoid emotional eating. You want to eat healthy and you want to avoid emotional eating. Don't eat because you're sad or you're angry or you're upset. Journaling is also a good way to process and to record the things that have happened and to get it out of your mind so you're not thinking about it at night and it's keeping you awake. And the last two things, stop overthinking, which that's how journaling can help, and learn to say no. No. Yes, I said no. No, I cannot do that. No, not today. No, not tomorrow. No, not next week. Come back later. And listen, tonight at 8 on Instagram, in just a few moments, please join Mike Phillips, Will Downing, myself, and Miss Camille. We're having an impromptu discussion about mental health and wellness in our communities. Woo! That was a lot.
Where? Tell us where to find it tonight.
It's on Instagram. It's on the page of Mike Phillips. But obviously, I'm going live with them. So if you want, just come on my page. You'll see, or actually just go on the feed and you'll see at the top, Dr. Delvina is live with Mike Phillips. And join the conversation, man. Post comments, questions, concerns, anything. Let us know.
All right. Well, Janie said balance is key. Yes, Janie, balance is definitely key. All right. So Dr. Delvina, well, have a margarita for me and enjoy your massage. And
say brain love.
Brain love. All right. So we'll see you next week. And now on to my next co-host. She is a world traveler, expert traveler. She's also on the CW's culture and lifestyle show called Traveling with Danella Richard. And I was able to watch her show on Sunday. So it's on the CW every Sunday at 10 a.m. And Danella, how are you? I saw your latest show. You were in the Zuma Islands. I saw you with the pigs and everything. But them iguanas and them sharks, I know about them iguanas and sharks. I was like, you're brave. You're super brave. How's it going?
If you go to Exuma, you gotta swim with the pigs, the sharks, and socialize with the iguanas. It's just all a part of the experience, right?
Right. Well, Beyonce was cute.
Oh yeah, she was so cute, wasn't she?
The name Beyonce. Beyonce was cute.
Yes, I enjoyed playing with that little Beyonce. Well, I tell you, I see Dr. Delvina sipping up on pina coladas and margaritas over there in Jamaica. That's where I need to be with her. But today, since I can't be with her in Jamaica, today I'm going to talk to you about traveling somewhere with that is in the drive market of South Florida. And that is the beautiful destination city of St. Lucie. So we're going to kick it off with a little video, right? So yes, Nikki. So St. Lucie will be on the CW on the show this Sunday, 10 a.m. And, it's a great driving market destination getaway. It's only about 2 hours away. And within St. Lucie, you also have Hutchinson Island, as well as Fort Pierce. And there are truly some jewels down there. I think the biggest surprise for me was the African-American history that is there. They have a heritage trail that's dedicated to the highwaymen, which were the artists, well-known artists, 26 artists whose paintings can be found throughout that part of Florida. And you can travel their trails, trace their journey and their life. And then there also is a trail dedicated to Zora Neale Hurston. Okay, their eyes were watching God. Years ago, Alice Walker made it her mission to find her grave in Fort Pierce and make it a place that we all could visit and memorialize. And it is absolutely amazing to trace the steps of Zora Neale, her impact on the Harlem Renaissance, on the world as a writer, and just for little Black girls like you and I, the inspiration she is. So you'll find a lot of African-American history in St. Lucie. You will also find beautiful beaches. You can go riding horses down the beach. And then also I discovered some great restaurants in St. Lucie. There is a steakhouse called The Meeting Place. Now, my favorite steakhouse is in Manhattan, and it's called Benjamin's. And hands down, The Meeting Place could compete with Benjamin's in Manhattan. So take a 2-hour drive, go up there to St. Lucie and check it out. And also, while you're there, there's also a soul food restaurant in Fort Pierce area, and it's called Kinfolks. When I tell y'all I was eating pork chops, fried chicken, collard greens, macaroni and cheese. And I was like, just bring it on, bring it on. And it was absolutely fantastic. And before I close out, Taj talked about Christopher John Rogers. Let me tell you, that is my classmate's son. I went to Southern University, HBCU. That is his son. So when it restocks, because I'm trying to get me some Christopher John too, and I might just have to call his daddy and tell him to ship me some, since Taj just told us it's already sold out in Target.
Hook me up too, because it's all sold out.
Give me a call. You know, we'll try to work that out. But I love his collection because it's vibrant, it's fun, and it's perfect vacation wear, and it's perfect for South Florida. So everybody, make sure when it's restocked, we all got to get some Christopher John Rogers pieces. And also check out the full episode of St. Lucie this Sunday, 10 a.m. on the CW. And we are also giving away a trip to Sandals Resorts in Exuma. So make sure you guys visit my website as well, travelingwithdanella.com. 3 nights, all inclusive. Sandals Resort will be giving it away at the end of my season. And also follow me on Instagram for more details. So that's my update today on travel. Nikki, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much. I mean, I had no idea that St. Lucie is for St. Lucie, right?
Yes, 2 hours away from Miami and about the same distance from Orlando. So it's a quick drive. It's a nice weekend getaway. Trust me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Yes, and I'll be seeing you on Sunday at 10 a.m. and I'll be seeing you next week.
That'll work.
Awesome. And now on to my next co-host. She is a national TV host herself, and she's also our culture and arts connoisseur. Miss Carla Hill, go ahead and take it away.
Hey, Soul family, this is your culture expert, Carla Hill. So excited that summer's on its way because we're going to do something we haven't done in a while. Just like you, I've been masked up, keeping myself and others around me safe, but soon we'll be smiling again. When's the last time you actually showed your teeth to someone? Well, now that we're getting all vaccinated, you know what that means. Lipstick! I can't wait to experiment with sassy colors and great glosses, especially with one of my favorite brands, the Lip Bar. The Lip Bar is a vegan and cruelty-free beauty brand that exists to help change the way you think about beauty. The founder and CEO, Melissa Butler, launched the Lip Bar in 2012. Everywhere that she looked in the media, they were telling women that beauty looked a certain way. So she started making lipstick in her kitchen because she believed beauty shouldn't compromise health and because Melissa was determined to change the way people thought about beauty. There is no standard. You are the standard. The Lip Bar has come such a long way since its beginning in 2012. Melissa Butler now has foundations, blushes, powders, highlighters, eyeliner, mascara, all in her collection. But today we're going to focus on one of my favorite products, the liquid matte lipsticks. Believe it or not, these are non-drying matte lipsticks that have staying power. I'm going to walk you through some of the colors that I actually own in my own makeup kit. The first is Brick House. This is a great starter color for those of you that don't want to go too far off into the color hemisphere, but want something classy. And as you can see, the Lip Bar has every woman and every skin tone in mind. Okay, woo! Here is Playmate. This is one that works on all skin tones, is a perfect summer color, and again, you don't have to worry about it. Even if you have to put your mask on for a while, it is not going to budge. Love playing around with this one in a cute, flirty sundress. Get this one for sure. This fiery red-orange color is Boy Trouble, and boy, does this color live up to its name. It is a flirty, fiery, fun, just feminine color that is right there for those of you that are up to living that hot girl or hot woman summer. Check this one out. I think I saved the best one for last. How many of you out there have been looking for the perfect red? Well, stop right here. Go online to thelipbar.com right now and pick up Boss Lady. It works on every skin tone, is so chic, and what a beautiful red, universal, but don't take my word for it. I mean, our own First Lady Michelle Obama has endorsed Boss Lady and wears it herself. From their humble beginnings in Melissa Butler's kitchen to now being in stores nationwide and possibly in a Target near you. Make sure you visit Target to support the Lip Bar or subscribe to their website. In the meantime, as we wait to unleash those smiles, make sure that you're still covering your face, you're washing and sanitizing your hands, you're at a safe distance from others, and make sure you're cleaning your surfaces. We still want to keep things in place to be safe for each other as we anticipate the smiles and the summer and the lipstick. Have a great summer.
Well, thank you, Miss Carla Hill. We'll see you next week. And now on to my next co-host. You can catch him on Tasty Island on American Public Television. He's also a private and a personal chef. Chef Irie, were you there?
What's up, Nikki? What's up? What's up? How is you? How is you? How is you? How you doing today?
You know, I'm happy. I'm just happy. I'm just happy. You know, it's a great week, great day. I'm blessed. I'm living. I have my health, my life. I can't complain. What about you?
I am good. Yes, chilling, relaxing, and I guess getting ready for the weekend. And of course, this weekend is Memorial Weekend, and normally that is sort of like the kickoff, early kickoff for summer. And because we live here in South Florida, what do we do most of the times? We are barbecuing and grilling, right? So, as we are getting ready to kick off this season, we want to make sure that the grills are ready. Because, sometimes some people that grill and then they they don't want to grill no more. And that grill sits there for several months. And you want to make sure that that grill is clean and ready for optimum service. So here's some things you're going to need to make sure you get, So if you got your grill, before we get to the cleaning supplies, we got, different types of grills. So you got your pellet grill, which is electric. You got your charcoal grill, one with a red cover. You got a combo grill, which is grill and smoker. You got gas grill, and of course, different types of charcoal grills. Well, all of them need to be clean. Okay, they all need to be clean. I don't care. Yes, they need to be clean. And so here are, some things that you really make sure you have. Your bucket, some rags, soap. Definitely a grill brush, and you can get different types of grill brushes, long handle, short handle, with squirrely ends. But you want to make sure you get a grill brush that has, if you look at this brush in the picture, it has a metal piece at the end, at the tip. You want to make sure your grill brush has one of those, because that will get into some of the nitty-gritty corners that have stuff on them. Of course. So get all your stuff ready. Now we're gonna clean the grill. So charcoal grill pretty much is easy to clean. Basically, you're gonna take the grate off. You're gonna take the charcoal pan out, empty that, clean it out, and make sure that there is no coal residue on the interior surface of the grill. For the grate itself, you want to go, make sure that that grill gets a once, several times over with the brush, clean off all the residue. And the reason why you're doing all of this is to make sure that when you start that grill, residues and fires and flame ups don't happen. So wash all of that stuff off. And for gas grill, let's go back for the gas grills. You want to make sure that you are basically taking the grill apart a little bit. The grate off, because some of these gas grills, they come with cast iron grating, and you want to make sure that those get very clean. You want to make sure that the gas nozzles are clean, and the coverings that cover the gas, make sure that the top side and the underside of those are clean, and the interior part of the gas grills are cleaned out. And then when the cast iron grating, if you have to wash them, make sure that they are dried, before you put the grating back on your gas grill. And then what you're going to do after your grill is nice and cleaned up is get some paper towel with some oil and rub those gratings over nice and shiny. Clean up the rest of the grill as well. And here's a tip: if you have propane gas and you're not sure how much gas is in the propane tank, sometimes you can sort of shake it and feel it. But here's what you're gonna do: you're gonna get a glass or a bottle of warm water, and you're gonna pour it down the sides of the propane tank. And as the water is going down, you're gonna run your hands down the side as you're following the water. And where the water is going to meet the level of the gas inside the tank, it is going to start to feel cool. That way you can tell how much gas is in the propane tank. All right. So now that your charcoal grill is clean, it's oiled up and ready to go. You're ready for some grilling action. And of course, not to mention, the grill pans that most of us who don't have, exterior places in our humble abodes, but we can utilize either grill pans on gas stoves or burners. Cast irons are really good. They maintain the heat and they cook evenly, but cast iron, you need to take care of them very well. Oil them up, keep them to the side. And of course, electric grills, those are fine too. And of course, those need to be clean. And one thing, for outside grills are made with covers, and they are for a reason. Okay? So people buy these grills and discard the covers, but they are there to protect your grill, especially if you're going to leave your grill outside. And we are here in Florida. Don't know about the other states, but we got a lot of ocean breeze, salty air in a lot of places, and hurricanes and all that good stuff. The outside weather will break the metal down on your grill eventually. So you want to keep it clean and covered. Every time that you clean that grill, cover it so it's ready for the next grilling episode. So that's what we got. So Memorial Day weekend is around the corner. I hope everybody grill some stuff up, enjoy family, be safe out there, have good libations. Yes.
All right.
And update for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. We are no longer on Mondays, so we are on Fridays. And it will only be on Fridays. And I will be alternating the Friday spot with Chef Janisha Payne. So every other Friday, but you will catch me this Friday on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, 9:30. There you go.
9:30.
9:30 a.m. between 9:30 and 9:45.
Awesome. All right. Okay, Chef Irie, thank you so much. And
thank you.
We'll see. Well, we'll see you on Friday. We'll see you next week. All right. And now on to our featured guest. Wow. She's a business coach. She's been featured on TEDx. She's spoken at TEDx. She's been featured on Forbes, CBS, NBC. She's like an influencer. She's like just a jack or a woman of all trades. So Dr. Tracy Timberlake, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. It's so great to see you.
I know, you too. I feel like we haven't actually connected since the pandemic, so I'm glad to see your face kind of in real time, not just on Instagram.
Kind of in real time, yes, definitely. So, okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get right into it. So you coined the title Entrepreneur Whisperer.
Yes.
So what did that come from? Tell us,
That actually came from my clients. I have clients who are like, what are you? Like, the business wizard, the entrepreneur whisperer, because a lot of the times they come to me with different issues in their business. A lot of them are solo entrepreneurs, they're consultants, they're coaches themselves. And so they come to me with the issues that they're facing in the moment. And then, we just quick, fast, and in a hurry, get them right into shape so that they can start making the money that they're supposed to be making, serving the clients that they're supposed to be serving, and, just living their best life.
Okay. I thought because maybe you like whisper. Like
oh
maybe
no, I don't feel like I have a soft voice. It's more like I whisper, but like vibrantly into their business, into their life, and into their business. So, but that's where it came from. It came from my clients.
Wow. So, okay, so that title includes all these, I guess, subtitles. Okay, so again, award-winning coach, $1 million course creator, speaker, and online influencer. So it looks like you're in your 20s, or like 20.
I am not. I'm getting close to my 40s, which I'm very. I love saying that because no one ever believes me. But I'm like, really?
I get definitely 20s, definitely 20s.
I know people said they're like, oh, but you look like you're like if I'm on a campus, if I'm speaking at a university or something, and I teach at a university too. So whenever I'm on campus, they're like, they think I'm a student. And I'm like, definitely the professor. Like,
professor, yes. So when did this all happen? Like, when did you find the passion, or what drove you, or what was the driver to bring you to this, to have all these titles and to just be an entrepreneur?
So I feel like it happened by accident. So about 10 years ago, I started a YouTube channel where, I just talked about my life. I talked about lipstick and makeup and hair dryers and flat irons. And this is when nobody was making money on YouTube. The term influencer wasn't even a thing at that time. It was just a whole bunch of girls who liked makeup, talking about makeup online, and then through that, other brands started to recognize, hey, like these people that are online, they're just regular people, but they're talking about our products and they're getting more sales. And so that was the beginning of like being an influencer and moving into that. I was like one of the first people to be monetized on YouTube, right? Like YouTube didn't monetize back then. And I was like one of the first people. And then from there, after doing that for several years, people started asking me, well, how do you do it? Like how do you, do this? Or how do you get the confidence to do this? Or how do you make money doing this? And so I started a coaching business in 2016 to help people understand how to brand themselves and how to monetize themselves, really out of what people had been asking me for years. I didn't realize that it could be a thing. I didn't know that, people would hire me to do that. But yeah, that's how it started.
So, and that was back in 2016
is when I started coaching. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how has that changed, like since then till now?
I think that it's changed because, it's bigger. The coaching industry is huge now. The clients that I work with are people who have been in their jobs for a very long time. So maybe they've been working as an accountant for 15 years or a lawyer for 15 years. And they're like, I feel like I'm called to do more. I feel like I need to share more of my message as an accountant, as, an attorney. I feel like I need to, make it broader. And so helping them do that has been just really such a joy. It's so fun to see people kind of come into the space of themselves, where they can really stand up and speak on things that mean something to them and then help people all over the world.
And that space has since grown since then. So I know when you first started, it was on YouTube, but now there's Instagram and there's Facebook and there's Twitter and, it's grown so much. So I have a few sub questions for that. But the first one is this. So I know Instagram started in about 2012, 2014.
Yep.
And back then it was so easy to grow a following, so easy to get likes and comments and all that stuff. And over the years, it's definitely changed. It's become more difficult in a sense. So so outside of YouTube, how have you been able to sustain and just keep a presence and still increase your growth over time while helping your clients?
Right. So it's going to be a combination of a lot of different things. Number one is you have to know where your people are, right? So everybody thinks, well, I want to be on Instagram because everybody's on Instagram, but your people may not be on Instagram. Your people may be on LinkedIn, right? So maybe you need to focus more of your time and energy on being on LinkedIn. A lot of the times people don't think about where are my people. They think about influence and being an influencer, and they think influencer Instagram, right? But really, you have to know where your people are. If you talk to Gen Zers, well, then maybe you need to be on TikTok because that's where they all are, right? They're on TikTok, doing their thing. So maybe that's where you need to be. For me, it's been a combination of just being present in places that make sense for my audience. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whenever I can get to my YouTube channel, which is pretty abandoned right now. But whatever makes sense for me, Instagram has been the biggest pull because I think I just, like how I present makes more sense in that space. Whereas it may not work as well if I did that on LinkedIn or something. If I was to get started right now, Instagram, the beauty of Instagram is that they're always adding new features that allow for you to to kind of hack the algorithm, right? So if I were to get started right now, then what I would do is I would focus on doing Instagram Reels. Like I would do Instagram Reels because I know that Instagram Reels gives people very fast growth, and it has really very fast growth in just a few weeks, but you just have to be consistent with it. But that's what I would focus on if I was starting over.
Okay, so for someone that's like just starting, the perception is that you have to have over 50,000 plus followers in order to even become or to be seen as an influencer. Is that the case? Is it based on following, or has that algorithm changed, or what kind of advice would you give?
So there's no magic number to you being considered an influencer, right? I have clients who have 2,000 followers and are very influential and making 7 figures in their business with just small followings. It really depends on your niche, like who it is you're talking to. There may not be hundreds of thousands of people that are available for you to talk to. There may just be a small amount of people, but you can certainly influence the community that you have. And I think if we get started with that, which is exactly what I did, I influenced when I began, and what I tell all of my clients, I influenced the people that I had as if it were a large audience, right? I just spoke to them as if I was speaking to thousands of people, even when I only had, 50 followers, or when I only had 100 subscribers on YouTube, or I only, you know what I mean? I spoke to them as if I was speaking to a larger audience. I treated them and like a community. I, took it very seriously, that they were looking to me for influence and leadership. And I think a lot of the times people don't realize that, that small amount of following that you have, that's where it begins. If you can be consistent with that, then you'll be given more. They'll share with their friends, and then you'll start to attract other people. But if you can't be consistent with a small amount of followers, then it's going to be very difficult to be consistent with a large amount of followers, right? And what I tell people when it comes to social media is that no one owes you any engagement on here. You're not owed engagement from your followers, right? So it's up to you. It's your responsibility to be a person of influence, to let your voice be heard, to talk about the things that you want to talk about that, will allow for the people that are following you to get information, to get education, to be entertained, whatever the case is. But nobody owes you anything. You have to show up on these platforms so that you're attracting the right people.
And then, so for someone starting out and they want to become an influencer and they want to monetize, I know it gets maybe a little bit more deeper, or maybe you can, offer your expertise, but it's all about, is it about the aesthetics or the captions or the hashtags? Is that something that can help with revenue stream as well?
Yeah, I mean, because of the way that social media is, right? I mean, social media is a platform where people get to showcase whatever it is they're showcasing. So in 2021, appearances do matter a great deal. I wish that I could say, no, just do whatever you want, throw whatever you want on Instagram, and it's fine. But the truth is that people are getting started now are, and I don't like to use the word competing, but you are putting yourself up against people who have been doing it for 10 years, right? So your content needs to, at the very least, the visual part of the content, because that's controllable, right? If you're just getting, you can control the quality of the content that you are putting out. You can control the fact that when you type a caption on Instagram, there are no typos. You can control the fact that, when you put a picture up on Instagram, it's in high definition and it looks good, right? Because we all have iPhones or Samsung devices or whatever that have HD cameras. You don't need to get, when I started, we had to have very, very fancy HD, DSLR cameras that we would go out with our big bulky cameras and shoot with the lenses. And now we don't need that. You can use literally just like your phone and go out and shoot whatever. I take pictures of myself with my phone all the time. Well, I have my little tripod that I carry around with me. And I go wherever my friends are. I'm like, okay, well, you guys, you're at the beach swimming. I'm just going to be here, take my little photo shoot. And then I have my little, my remote control clicker for my phone and my tripod. And I go to town and I just take pictures. So there's really no excuse. Like, you don't need to hire a photographer to take pictures for Instagram. But you do need to make sure that the quality of what you're putting out is representative of you, right? Like, make sure that the quality represents who you want to be and how you want people to perceive you.
And also, would it help to also to get recognized by these brands and to create revenue stream? What about the aesthetics? I mean, should you be posting pictures of you and your dog, or I don't know, like? Right.
So the cool thing about being an influencer, if you're wanting to monetize as an influencer, you have to show brands that you know how to influence. Right. Okay. So before anybody ever paid me to talk about a product, I was talking about products. I talk about the things that I use. I talk about the hair tools that I use, the flat irons, the blow dryers, the teeth whitening kits, the lotion, whatever. Like, I was talking about things that I had. And one, it's really good practice to do that, because then when a brand comes to you, you're going to be very comfortable doing it. But two, a brand needs to see that you know what you're doing, right? Like, you know what you're doing when you are sharing information about products or services or what have you. And if you're a personal brand, let's say you're an attorney or you're a lawyer, like, you are your first influencer. So you have to talk about yourself. You have to be able to talk about your process, talk about your sales strategy, talk about how and what you do for your clients, because you're the first influencer. So when you're creating this stuff, like, in order to monetize, you do have to show that the quality is going to be good, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are doing the exact same thing that you're doing right now. So, you have to be the one to set yourself apart. And part of that's going to be your personality, but also what you bring to the table in terms of excellence, in terms of quality of content. So all that stuff matters.
And what about pitching okay, so should you go ahead and pitch yourself to these brands? Should you have like a media kit or something?
Yeah, I do recommend having a media kit. And for those of you who have never done any influencer things before, don't feel like your media kit needs to be 5 pages long. It can literally be 1 page with who you are, a bio, some statistics of like who you talk to, who you speak to, what kind of content you create, and then that's it. And if you want to put like your rates and things like that at the bottom, you can. But usually when you're just getting started, then you're learning the system of influence. So you're trading products for, space on your feed, or products for space in your stories, right? And that's okay, because it's good practice. We all did it. And even now I'll still do exchanges for free if I really believe in the company. If it's like a Black-owned company that I really want to get out there, I'm not always going to expect a payment for things. I mean, it really just depends. But so you want to have that. You also want to make sure that if you are charging for, your posting, that you can justify those prices. Like, if you're charging $250 a post, like, you need to be able to justify that with your analytics. Like, show people, be able to show people the back end of your followership, like how many people engage, how many comments do you get, like how many likes do you get, how many shares. All that stuff matters to people, especially brands who are paying. So make sure that you are aware of that. I think that those are some important things that help you to move into the space of being able to monetize, your social media channels.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Gem. So there's a lot of influencers, and some have a presence on every platform: Pinterest, Twitter,
right?
Probably Discord. I don't know. That's a gaming one. And the most recent one, Clubhouse has entered, and I know you're on Clubhouse. What's your? Is it Dr. Tracy Timberlake on Clubhouse?
Tracy Timberlake. I'm Tracy Timberlake everywhere, so you can find me Tracy Timberlake everywhere. Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. So you want to also be synced on every platform with the same
as
Name.
much as possible. You want people to be able to find you. I never recommend having like a whole bunch of underscores or like period, like it just becomes very difficult if your name, if my name was like Tracy or Dr. _ Tracy _ Timberlake, like that would just be difficult. So try to keep everything concise. I've had my social media channels for a long time before I ever got a doctorate. So people are like, why didn't you change it? And I was like, because everybody just knows me as Tracy Timberlake. It's not that big of a deal. Like so just keeps it simple, easy. YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, Clubhouse, Facebook, everywhere, LinkedIn, just find me with my name.
So, okay. So now having a presence on all of these platforms or some of them, have you ever experienced like influencer burnout? Like I think I made it up, but that word.
No, it's a real thing.
Oh, okay.
Back in 2000, this is one of the reasons why I actually ended up starting my coaching business is because of influencer burnout. Like in 2015, things were changing in the influencer space. Brands weren't paying out as much. And so I remember distinctly walking my dog at the time going like, listen, God, like something has to change because I'm tired. I was still working a full-time job at the university at that point. So I was like working a full-time job, YouTube and influencer life was a full-time job. I was like, I cannot do this. I'm tired. And that's how I discovered coaching or the coaching business. But the truth is that when you're churning out so much content, right? And it is your job to churn out content, you can get burned out when you're doing that. And there are so many influencers. I know so many, like, especially YouTube influencers who have had to get therapy from it, who have like shut down everything because you know what I mean? Like when you just cannot deal, you just shut it all down, which I don't recommend. I think like walk a step back, walk away. You don't have to delete your whole presence online, but because it can get very extreme for some people when you don't have support and you feel like people are constantly wanting from you. And then of course there's always the haters online and that takes a toll on you too. So there's a lot of reasons why you can experience burnout. But in order to avoid it, I say, first of all, have like a content calendar, like know what you're creating when, so that you're not hit with decision fatigue every week going, well, what am I doing now? Like have a calendar that you kind of stick to. And when you're building out your calendar, also build in times for rest and self-care and times for silence, like, where you're not on social media, or you don't have to be, I should say. Like, don't feel like you have to produce content every single day all the time, which is what people feel as influencers. Like people are relying on me, they're depending on me to share, but you're human. So you have to walk away sometimes for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, for 6 months, whatever the case is. So for your own sanity, right? Like don't feel like you're churning stuff out because everybody needs it from you all the time. They're going to understand. Your followers are going to know that you're a person and you need time out. But when you're creating your calendar, make sure that you're building in that time to rest and to recover and to do things that you love. And I know that we all as influencers love our jobs. It's so fun. Like take pictures, but we also love other things. We love our families and we love traveling and we love eating and we love shopping and we love all kinds of other things that, you should continue to experience because you love it and not just focus on work.
And are there tools, I guess, to maybe you can maybe schedule your post, or do you recommend doing that? Or
yeah, if it helps, even though there's always some discussion around, well, does that affect the algorithm? Maybe, right? But for your sanity, if it helps you, then use things like Hootsuite, Planoly, Buffer. Those things will schedule out your content in advance. You don't even have to schedule it. If you want to hire a virtual assistant or an intern or get your cousin to do it for you, just give them the stuff and then they can schedule it so that it's not something you have to do. I mean, really, it's anything that makes your influencer life or your personal brand life easier, so that you're not experiencing a lot of that burnout when it's unnecessary. I would recommend doing it for sure.
It's about that balance, right? Self-care. Today we spoke about that. Yes, definitely self-care. So what is next for Dr. Tracy Timberlake?
Well, I'm currently actually in my, time off space, in my self-care space. I run a 6-month mentorship program. It's a group program that I run I started at the end of the summer into the fall, and then that moves into usually March-ish. And then from March to about June, I just take it easy. I take a little bit of a break. I don't do too much. Don't take on any clients really. Just kind of focus on recuperating and thinking about what's next. So for me, I'm going to continue to just rest in this space. Now, when I say that, I'm doing things, right? It's just that there's not a hard hustle.
It's a lighter load.
I'm like, yes, I am. I'm resting. Like, I'm right. But like, like next week, I know I'll probably release a new training for some like things like that, just to make sure that my community is fed with some really good things, but nothing too hard hitting. So if you follow me on Instagram, everything kind of gets announced there. My email list always gets first dibs to any free stuff that I do as well. So that's kind of where you want to be.
Okay. So what would you tell your younger self? I mean, you're like 20 anyways. And how old
Right. What would I tell? I would tell my younger self, this is all going to make sense. Like when I was younger and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I was just kind of like to and fro. I mean, I went to school and obviously did all those things, but on the inside, I was like, I just really don't know what I want to do with my life. I would tell myself it's okay. It's all going to make sense. Because, when I was in college, Facebook had just come out when I was in college. So there was no social, there was like MySpace, but there was like, no one was monetizing it. No one was an influencer, like none of that. So what I do now didn't really exist back then. So that made sense why I didn't know what I wanted to do, because it didn't exist yet. So I would just say, don't worry, just trust yourself. Have a good time, learn what you need to learn, but this is all going to make sense in about 10 years.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, we can find you on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You offer different courses.
Yeah, if you go to my Instagram bio, there's a lot of free stuff there, so you can get into some free trainings, which I always recommend for people to start with. Like, I don't recommend paying me right off the bat. You may not like me that much, so do something free, see if you like me, and then after that we can see what works. But yeah, if you go to my Instagram bio, there's a link there, and there'll be some free resources that you can sign up for.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Tracy Timberlake, thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And enjoy your resting down time. Enjoy the courses coming up. So yeah, thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you on the gram. Yes. And also your next conference, the Flourish Conference. You want to talk about
Flourish Media Conference? Yeah, so Flourish Media Conference, we have it every single year. It's where we kind of bring in these really heavy hitters to talk to businesses who are looking for brand funding, like business funding. And we've partnered with so many amazing people that we've been able to offer up to $15 million in funding for women-owned businesses. And we have it every February. So you can follow us at Flourish Media Co. or just DM me on Instagram and I will give you all the information so that you can attend the Flourish Media Conference. Again, it'll be in February of 2022. We're already starting to plan. We're very excited about it. It's a whole vibe. You want to be a part of that.
And I've been there. So y'all check out her gram. Go check it out. Ticket. It's dope. All right. So Dr. Timberlake, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful night. And I'll be seeing you.
Take care.
You too. All right, so everyone, tomorrow is Lunch with Legacy Leaders with Anne-Marie Sorrell. It's tomorrow on Facebook. It's under MIA Media GRP. Again, it's MIA Media GRP. So tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. So she has conversations with leaders impacting the Black community. And the show is brought to you by the SWA, which stands for the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County, and the AARP. So guys, thank you so much for being our virtual guest tonight, and we'll see you next week. Bye.